sometimes we think or we feel that there is a big difference between what our astrological chart is saying and how we ourselves operate in our lives. And there, because of this clash, we may not be getting the results that we expect from certain planetary placements, certain dashas, certain yogas, and certain problems that the doshas also arise in our lives. Why is it that? And is there a difference between astrological language and the language that we speak?
Subscribe to my channel and please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my latest video has come. And to learn more and to find a video relevant to you, please do check out my videos list.
Hello, namaskar and adab to all my friends from my friend and astrologer and guide Irfan Masbo with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. Amongst a number of planetary placements, yogas, doshas, planet, this ruler in that house and all, I have also tried to bring to you every now and then the deeper meaning of how the certain placements in our lives may also affect us emotionally, mentally, and also may be bringing forth certain qualities in our life from time to time which affect us, and how certain of our placements bring certain results to us. So, is there a difference between what a chart is giving us as potential and how we are operating because of certain situations in our life, maybe emotional situations, maybe from a career, maybe in a relationship, maybe in our upbringing, maybe in society, which are coloring or spoiling certain attributes which our astrological chart is giving to us. So let's look at those finer details to understand, is there a difference between what potential we are born with through our charts, through astrological placements, and what we are bringing through our mannerism and through how we are behaving. So for instance, most of the websites or periodicals or the astrological ancient books or YouTube channels, all of them will tell you that the Aries sign is known to be more fearless, they are supposed to be more bold. So amongst various other qualities, one of the qualities which shines, for example, for Aries people is that they bring the energy of being bold. Similarly, Taurus people will bring on a certain stability in their lives, that earthly stability. And so they are seen to be more grounded, more to be in control. On the other side, Gemini people, those people who are born in the Gemini zodiac sign or they have Gemini rising sign, these people are seen to be more adaptable. They may be very quick-witted, communication skills may be very good, but they are generally seen to be very adaptable. Whereas on the other hand, Cancer or Cancerians, they are seen to be more empathetic, emotionally empathetic. So these people are seen to be more nurturing, caring. So that caring, the nurturing energy comes to the fore. On the other hand, Leo people seem to bring the charismatic energy forth in their lives. Virgo people bring in the analytical energy. Libra people bring in the balance and the diplomatic intensity or the diplomatic way how they treat or try to create the balance. Scorpio people seem to be more intense. They also bring in the transformation or the changes of the 8th house. Sagittarius people are seen to be more fun-loving or adventurous. Capricorn is seen to be more disciplined, more ambitious. Aquarius seen to be visionary people looking at the masses, to be more innovative. Whereas Pisces people are seen to be more imaginative, more dreamy-like, more living in an idealistic world. So there are the top qualities or the top potential amongst the other qualities which is given to each sign. So now if there is one core sign having a core most high potential, and if that is the rising sign, then obviously other houses will have the other energies. So if you're born in the Aries rising sign and you are expected or the potential given to you through your rising sign is of being bold, of being somebody who is very fearless, somebody who will rush into challenges and dangers and try to conquer, then the second house energy is that of Taurus, of being grounded, of being earthly. So the money part, the second house part, you are expected or the potential that is given to you to be more grounded, to be more balanced. But the third house energy is that of Gemini, where the communication skills are coming to the fore, where the adaptability is coming to the fore, your ability to influence people is coming to the fore in your efforts with the third houses. But on the other hand, suppose your ascendant is Libra, there the potential given to you is to be more balanced in your life, more diplomatic in your life, more tactful in your life, take relationships along, which is the first house. But then the second house becomes Scorpio, which is intensity, which is transformative. Then the second house energies will have that intensity, the money, the finance, and the person will try to bring in changes in their life so that their economic situation becomes better. They are able to earn more money. So these people are trying to transform the thought process, the approach in life every now and then, where finances are concerned. So basis which is the rising sign, the second house sign and the third house sign will each have each of these 12 attributes or the main potential of each sign, whether it is the boldness of Aries or the groundedness of Taurus or the adaptability of Gemini or the nurturing energy of Cancer and so forth. So in our horoscope, which is the topmost energy? Not because of what is a rising sign, but because of how we are behaving. What is the energy we are bringing to the fore when we deal with people, when we face situations, when we face changes and challenges, when we are stuck up in a pressure situation, when we are expected to behave in a certain manner, there what is the energy we are bringing to the fore. So let's dive in and see how we can analyze ourselves while sitting at a home, maybe using a pen and a pencil and a piece of paper. What is the topmost quality which we are bringing it through our behavior, and is that relating to the astrological language, the planetary placement language which is being given to us? So if you're looking at the energy of the Pisces sign, for example, being imaginative or creative, then the opposite end of the spectrum is being unimaginative or being too literal-minded. Rather than being the imaginative, the creativity, the optimism-filled energy of Pisces, the other end of the spectrum is being unimaginative and taking everything literally rather than being imaginative. But if you're looking at the second energy, for example, here I'm just taking it at random, the energy of Cancerians, which is the energy of nurturing, where they are more empathetic caretakers. So on one end of the spectrum, if you're nurturing, what is the opposite end of the spectrum? The opposite end of the spectrum is being neglectful of people rather than nurturing, to be too self-centered rather than being empathetic caretakers. So the end of the spectrum is opposite. Similarly, if you're intense, which is the Scorpio energy and emotional depth you have, then the other end of the spectrum is, rather than being intense, you're too superficial. You're not emotionally intense, but you're emotionally shallow. So that way we are looking at each of the main energies and also looking at the opposite end of the spectrum for each of those energies, because each of these energies is relating to a certain potential given to us through which rising sign we have and which are the energies of the remaining houses. So now put them on that spectrum on a scale. So on one side that we saw, if you are imaginative, which is being empathetic and bringing in creativity in your empathetic nature and in your imagination, and on the other end of the spectrum, the opposite side is being unimaginative or too literal-minded. You're taking everything at its face value. There's no creativity in it at all. So if 0 is the center, and on a scale of being less imaginative, very high imaginative, or highest imaginative, you have 0 to 5. Similarly, on the other side, from being highly non-imaginative or unimaginative at all to being highly, very, very strongly unimaginative. So if this is the spectrum, this is the scale, choose which side of the spectrum do you like. Do you think you're more imaginative, or you're less imaginative or more unimaginative? And then plot yourself on the scale where you see the highest intensity of either being imaginative or unimaginative. So if you think you are imaginative, and a scale of 0 to 5 with high being the highest, if you think I'm imaginative enough but I'm not most imaginative, then you can choose between 0 to 5 scores. So if you're giving yourself a score of 3 on the imaginative, then the remainder is out of 5, you have to give score out of 5. Then the 2 goes to the unimaginative part. Okay. So if you're giving yourself a score of high imaginative, then you're giving 0 on the unimaginative part. So the total balance, the total score should be 5. So if you're giving 4 to yourself on the imaginative, then you have 1 on the unimaginative part. So these are your scores. For example, if you're 5 on one scale, then 0 on the other, 4 on one, then 1 on the other, and so forth. Okay, so these are your scores. So then do it for the others also. For example, on the adventurous part, being bold and adventurous, Like Sagittarius people are supposed to be very adventurous, very fun-loving. So if you're adventurous on the other side, one side, then you're very too cautious on the other. Then again on that spectrum, with high being very, very highly adventurous to being mildly adventurous to being more adventurous to being quite adventurous to being very strongly adventurous to being very highest form of adventurism, for example. So you again plot your scores and give yourself a score on either being adventurous or being too cautious. If you think you're too cautious and you give yourself a score of 4 on being on the cautious scale, then automatically you're giving us number 1 on the adventurous scale. So again, you will have these combination, either 5, 0 or 4, 1 and so forth. Once you have done it for all the 12 energies that we first talked about, these 12 on scale of 1 to 12, on these levels, once you have done that, then you plot them. You put down all your scores. So what is the score of imaginative? For example, you're giving yourself a 3 for nurturing, 2 intensity, 4. You look only on the main energies that we have selected, not the other end of the spectrum, the opposite end. You take all the scores of adaptability, diplomacy, innovativeness, and all the scores you have. Then you stack rank them, which means you give the highest score to bring that energy on the top, which you have given the highest score. So if you had given highest energy, highest score to diplomacy or being diplomatic, bring it to the top. And then all the 4s you bring in second, then all the 3s, then all the 2s and all the 1s. Now, once you have made the stack ranking, then see amongst the 3s, which you think is higher. So if you think you're more adaptable than imaginative, then bring adaptable on top. But if you think charismatic is higher than adaptable, but imaginative is on top, then imaginative, then charismatic, then adaptable. So choose between the 3s, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 among them. Then among the 2s, and so on, so that you eventually get the scale where diplomacy is number 1, intensity is 2, because diplomacy you've given higher score, so let it be, don't fidget with it. Unless there is another 5 which is competing with it. Then 4, then amongst the 3s, you have staggering them, then again against the 2s, you have staggering them. So you change the order as you want, and eventually you have this scale on a scale of 1 to 12. 1 energy being highest, then second energy, then third and fourth, you have stacked them. Once you have done that, then bring those energies which are relating to those energies. So if diplomacy is related to Libra, so then bring this, write them down. Again, these numbers. So Libra is number 1 energy according to you in your behavior, in your mannerism, in how you behave with people, how you deal with people. Scorpio is second because of intensity is the second. Then Pisces third because imaginative is the third score, and so on. You put all of them one after the other. So now that you have all these scores, with Libra being on the top, then Scorpio energies, then Pisces energies, then see what are more energies. Are there more air energies? Are there more fire energies? Are there more earth energies? So for example, for this person, Libra is an air energy, Scorpio is a water energy, Pisces is a water energy, Gemini is again an air energy. So here you have more air energies and water energies on top. You can have different combinations also. So which shows what kind of fluidity, what kind of flexibility, what kind of balance, what kind of willing to move away from your strong one-held position, which Aries energy may bring in. Those kind of personality you are able to harbor. But why does this happen? Why is this one energy coming in your behavior, in your mannerism? See, does it relate to your astrological chart? For example, in your astrological chart, if you have Sagittarius energies as the top energy, but here Sagittarius energy is coming as the least, which is showing the least adventurous or the last on a scale of 1 to 10, on a scale of 1 to 12, I mean stack ranking, Sagittarius is the last energy, and then Aries boldness is second last. So you're not that bold and you're not adventurous. Just taking this as a hypothetical case. Then why is it that if your horoscope is showing very strong Aries energies, very strong Sagittarius energies, for example, if you are a Leo ascendant, then Aries becomes your 5th house, Sagittarius becomes your 5th house, and Aries becomes your 9th house. Then these are trine houses and they have a lot of strong energy. They have a lot of say in your life. Why are these energies going to the bottom? Which means you are not using your astrological potential to your advantage. And then you complain, why is my exalted Venus not giving me good results? Why is my exalted Jupiter not giving me good results? This dasha was supposed to be very good. Why is this dasha not giving me those results. The reason is that the astrological chart is no guarantee. It is the potential given to you. Now, if you're not able to use your potential, or you're not putting in the effort to use your potential, but you're too much swayed by your relations, by your work, by society, by which industry you work in which city you live in, what is your financial situation. So each of these is guiding your behavior rather than you using your natural energies of the horoscope. Then only you are to blame. So all of these, including your experiences, your upbringing, all of them will shape your behavior, will shape your personality. But do look into what is the main potential energy of your astrological chart and then use them, because those are your fundamental energies. But what we do, we move away from the fundamental energies and then we go on a different path because we feel that will suit us. My experience shows that if I'm bold, then I lose friends. I want to have friends. I want to keep my relations, so I can't be bold. Then, but boldness is your top energy in your horoscope. That is the maximum potential given to you. You can maybe, balance it a little bit, but you can't do away with it completely and then blame that your life is not going on the track. So the astrological strengths are given to us for a reason, for a certain objective. If we move away from the main astrological strengths and then we are all at sea, why we are not getting the results in our life, in our relations, in our finances, in our assets, in our health, it's only because we have moved away from the potential given to us and behaved in a different direction. That's why there the Navamsa also comes into the picture, because I've told you many times that the possibilities are seen from the D1 chart, but the potential is seen from the D9 chart, the Navamsa chart. But the Lagna chart, the D1 chart is what you're being given to do, to achieve, to acquire. The potential is given to you. But the D9 chart is how you will actually behave. Now, many times the D9 chart will tell you why you're behaving or why you're getting results in a certain manner, but it may not give you the complete picture, because you have to combine the D1 and D9 charts and have to look at how you are actually behaving. If you're lost and if you really are not, if you're confused between the different qualities that we have talked about, am I truly diplomatic? Am I truly bold? Am I truly adventurous? Ask the closest 3 or 4 people in your life. Ask them to give you scores. Ask them, am I more bold or am I diplomatic, or you think I'm more nurturing? What do you feel? Talk to them, sit down, take 5 minutes, they will tell you who you are. And from that, analyze. Apart from your own experiences and this experiment that you have done, this activity that you have done, this exercise that you have done, where you stand in terms of what is your own astrological chart giving you, what language it is giving you, from what is you have become, what is the language you are using in your daily life. And if it's too much away from the main potential, the astrological potential given to you, then you have not the chart, not your dasha, not your yogas, but only yourself to blame. So friends, do look into your main astrological potential. Do look into what is the energies being given to you. Nurture those potential. You may balance it a little bit. You may temper it a little bit because of the situation that you are in, or relationship and so forth. So if you have too much bold energy, you're too assertive, too aggressive because of strong Martian energies, sun energies, I understand that, but use it in your work. Use it sometimes where you feel that you're being shortchanged or you're being taken advantage of, not maybe in relation. So curb those energies accordingly. If your Leo is the ascendant, then your 4th house is not Leo. Then your 4th house is Scorpio energies. That is the home energies. Their intensity is required, where depth is required, understanding is required. So understand and balance these energies. So try and do this exercise to understand what you truly are away from your astrological chart, and what are the energies that you're compromising, because of which you are stagnated, because of which you're not growing, because of which your relationships are getting affected, because of which your career is not taking off, because of which your supposed to be good dasha is not kicking in good results. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me. The links give below. Till some other time with some other video. This is your friend astrologer and guide. Signing off. Ciao.